The Spark Awards 2020 is made possible in part by the following.
Lipscomb and Pitts Insurance has been serving the Memphis community for over 60 years. We're excited to help honor those who share our goal of supporting our community and igniting positive change in the Mid-South. Lipscomb and Pitts is proud to be a sponsor of the Spark Awards.
On behalf of the entire Champion Promotion team, we are honored to be a presenting sponsor of the Spark Awards for the 7th consecutive year. Champion is proud to have helped design these custom awards given to all the honorees, and we will continue to support this wonderful tradition.
For over 50 years, Champion has been helping companies and organizations in Memphis and the Mid-South grow and expand their brands with branded products. We can provide everything from printed and embroidered apparel to promotional items and custom awards, such as the Spark Awards. Our commitment to our customers extends from being on brand on everything to being a catalyst in our community.
We want to congratulate all of this year's honorees and thank them for making a huge impact in our great city. We hope to be able to see everyone again soon, and for now, stay safe and have a great holiday season.
Additional funding for the Spark Awards is provided by Mueller Industries, YMCA of Memphis and the Mid-South, Meriton, United Way of the Mid-South, MyTown Movers, MyTown Roofing, MyTown Miracles, Stuart Lloyd Cohen, Chief Motivation Officer, and by Serves.
Have you ever been excited by a new idea, inspired by watching someone lead by example? When we talk about creating change, we start by sharing the stories of everyday heroes who are making a difference in their own way so we can learn and do the same. This truth is the power behind this show. I'm Jeremy Park, and this is the Spark Awards. And here are your hosts, Tracy Bethea and Rob Grayson.
Hello and welcome. I'm Tracy Bethea, here with Rob Grayson for the Spark Awards 2020. Oh, it's been a challenging year here in the Mid-South and across our country. And now more than ever, it's important to recognize and celebrate those organizations and individuals who step up to make Memphis and the Mid-South an inspiring place to live. In the next hour, we'll present 13 awards representing 4 categories, plus our Legacy Award, to honor a lifetime of service and giving back to the community. But before we begin sharing the stories of our honorees, we have a message from the man who keeps the spark shining all year long. The president of City Current and host of the TV series The Spark, Jeremy Park.
There's no doubt this has been a challenging year on all fronts. And while the pandemic has us producing the show differently this year, we feel like now, more than ever, we need to see the positive stories of hope, resilience, and inspiration that have occurred across the Mid-South thanks to our 2020 Spark Awards honorees, along with so many others who continue to power the good here in our community. Over the past months, we've all gained a deeper appreciation for connection, for community, and for service and sacrifice. This is our chance to honor the organizations and individuals who continue to roll up their sleeves, give back, and help others. These do-gooders don't seek attention, but these community champions continue to work hard and give every day, and we're a better city because of their efforts. We're now into our 8th year of the Spark and our 7th year of the Spark Awards. The Spark is our monthly television series on WKNO, which focuses on sharing the positive stories and lessons learned from those who are powering the good so we can see the good taking place in our community, be inspired, and learn how to make an even greater difference ourselves. The Spark Awards is our annual televised award show that's an expansion on our efforts to recognize and honor those who are doing the hard work and the heart work to make a difference. It's an opportunity for you as the public to nominate individuals and organizations in 13 categories, and then for us to be able to share some of their stories in this special hour-long broadcast. Once again, we received an overwhelming amount of inspiring nominations, and we had the help of a very generous organization, the Midtown Memphis Rotary Club, who read through each one and selected our honorees. Let's now learn more about the Midtown Memphis Rotary Club and how the honorees were selected.
The Midtown Memphis Rotary Club's mission is to improve the quality of life in Memphis and the broader community. Normally, we meet after work on Tuesday evenings in the annex building of the Southern College of Optometry on Madison Avenue. However, we are temporarily holding meetings virtually via Zoom. Guests are always welcome. We appreciate being asked to participate in the selection of the 7th Annual Spark Awards. Before selecting the winners in each category, we considered the nominees' philanthropic leadership, volunteerism and activism, and impact within our 5-county Memphis metro area. We congratulate not just the winners, but all of the nominees who make Memphis a better place for all of us.
The first award in the corporate category is for companies with 100 or fewer employees. This year's honoree is a business which helps nonprofits to raise money, over $3.5 million across 12 states. The nominating client wrote, "They go above and beyond to manage event logistics so that we can focus on our mission and our supporters." The award goes to Start to Finish Event Management.
Start to Finish Event Management is a health-oriented event management company that is centered around putting on active events for all of our clients that are generally nonprofit clients. Nonprofits are obviously looking for ways to fundraise. One of the primary goals or primary events that they put on for a fundraiser is 5Ks these days. And we, as a company, help them do that. They want to put on a 5K, but they don't know how. So that's where we come in. We take over from start to finish and help them put on an event that is high quality, successful, something that their participants will want to come back to. There's a lot that goes into putting on a 5K that you just don't see. You know, participant shows up, they see the physical things, they see the bib they get, they see the shirt they're wearing, they see the finish line structure set up. But what they don't see is all the things that went on behind the scenes just to get the website set up, the registration open. That takes a day or two in itself. Dealing with the city, the permits, the police, getting an ambulance ready on site, getting all of the things that you're just not aware of, how much water it takes to handle water stops, to make sure everybody's got what they need while they're out on course. One of the first conversations we have with a new client is, tell us really the foundation of who you are and what your organization is about, because that helps us know how we can target the participants that need to come to your event. A little over 10 years ago when I started, we were doing 20 events, and we'll do somewhere in the neighborhood of 300. Would have in 2020, and that number it's big on paper, but it means a lot to the nonprofits and the foundations that we work with. Whether it's a Lebaner that's raising $125,000, or it's a smaller nonprofit that just raises $5,000, and think that means the world to them just as much as it does to the bigger ones. We do work with St. Jude on the marathon. We've worked with Peer Power for going on 4 years now, I think is that number. It's a lot of fun. You meet a lot of people that are dedicated to service to the people that are of this community. And it's a lot of fun to help them to see a successful event, you know, the culmination of what they saw in their head when they designed it and pitched it to you, to see it come to fruition is a lot of fun with these people. If you haven't supported a 5K, a local nonprofit event, normal world, there's one every weekend. Go try one. They're a lot of fun, and 5K is not a hard distance. I'd say come try one. Get involved and really see what impact your small participation can actually have.
Our second award in the corporate category is for companies with 101 to 499 employees. Our honoree is a manufacturer of safety products founded and based right here in Memphis. Throughout its 23-year history, it's given back through philanthropy and scholarships, and this year donated over 14,000 of its N95 respirators to Memphis first responders and healthcare personnel. The award goes to Radians.
Radians is a Memphis-based manufacturer of personal protective equipment. We've got facilities in North Carolina, Reno, Nevada, Mexico. We've been very fortunate to have a great workforce here that's allowed us to grow. We've been able to continue to expand our footprint in Memphis. When we first started, we were in about 5,000 square feet. Today, we occupy almost 300,000 square feet. We have over 400 employees. We started in eyewear and hearing protection. We've been able to become one of the largest manufacturers of high visibility clothing. And then obviously once COVID-19 came in, we've had to repurpose a lot of our manufacturing of gloves and high-vis and learn how to make masks. At that point in time, masks were very scarce and they were hard to come by. We had a lot of distributors that were willing to do anything to get them from us. And we looked at how much they were marking them up. And instead of doing that and harming other people financially, we thought one of the best things we could do would be to support our local first responders. We typically do things way under the radar. We made one call to the mayor's office and it ballooned on us very quickly. We never actually imagined that it would get the press that it did. We just did it because it was the right thing to do for our community. It's just a reflection of the culture we like to have here. We're involved with the Grizzlies. We're involved with anything that we believe helps support Memphis. Been a longtime supporter of Live at the Garden. We just think it's one of the greatest things we get to do because it brings so many people in Memphis together to celebrate both our hometown and our happiness and music. It's just a very unique atmosphere for Memphis. But the Church Health Center does so many great things, and we're proud to be a sponsor of that. I think Palmer House is a great opportunity to invest in our community. The Stacks in Soulsville, the fact that we teach children and give them the opportunity after school to learn, to expose their talents to the world. Probably up until 5 or 6 years ago, we invested a lot in our community, but we were always an anonymous donor. We stepped back and started involving and putting our name on it and getting our team involved. We meet with our team and the people here have much better ideas than I will ever have. And it gives them a great sense of pride in the business. I'm a lifelong Memphian. I grew up in Graceland. This is a great city. So many times we forget all the ways we're blessed. You know, we got great food and we've got great music. We've got great culture. And the more our businesses can invest and can help build that culture in that community, it perpetuates because it improves the jobs. It improves the opportunities for the people here. I would encourage every business here to take some part of their business proceeds and make sure they invest it well in our community. It is amazing what it'll do to your workforce.
Our final award in the corporate category is for companies with 500 employees or more. This year we honor a leading sports medicine clinic. For more than 100 years, it's provided quality care for athletic organizations and individuals alike. It funds health mission trips, and its annual Souls for Souls event at the Memphis Union Mission brings comfort and care to our most neglected neighbors. The award goes to Campbell Clinic.
Campbell Clinic was founded in 1909 by Willis Campbell. It's one of the oldest organizations in the city of Memphis. It's also one of the oldest orthopedic organizations in the country. The foundation was started in 1946. It was an organization set up by Dr. Campbell. Basically, it has 3 pillars. It's education, research, and community outreach. So the community outreach piece, which I'm actually personally involved with the Molly Shoemate Scholarship, which is my wife. And basically what we do is we send residents to impoverished areas of the world. It's more of our global outreach perspective. And so they go to places like Tanzania, Guatemala. You know, you send these residents across to different countries and they come back with basically a changed perspective on how to practice medicine. You know, we expect so many things here in the United States and how we live and the things that we have access to, particularly from a healthcare standpoint. They're able to go and they're able to, you know, obviously perform surgeries, teach clinics, see patients. You know, all these trips are organized through some sort of agency. And so there's usually people training there and they're able to teach those residents in those countries some things from the US and the residents actually turn around and teach our guys something. You know, this is how you do things when life's tough. And so most of the residents all come back with a real change mindset of, you know, not really taking things for granted anymore and really a different appreciation for when there's a challenge in the operating room, how can I adapt and survive? We do a thing with the Memphis Union Mission. This is the 13th year that we'll be doing it. And we invite all the homeless members of the community in. We provide foot and ankle care for free. We wash their feet. We do things, everything you can imagine, from treating open wounds to cutting their nails. We do a big event across our clinic to try to raise awareness of the event, and we also collect socks So part of this is not just, giving them foot care, but it's also equipping them with socks and shoes so that they can go out when they leave and have something, nice and comfortable to walk in.
Our first award is for nonprofits with an operating budget under $1 million. This honoree serves the homeless of Shelby County, providing overnight shelter through 55 host partners. Their work makes it possible for homeless individuals to be welcomed into a place of unconditional love and respect to experience hospitality in an environment of safety. The award goes to Room in the Inn.
Room in the Inn Memphis has been providing shelter for those experiencing homelessness for over 10 years through a partnership with a network of congregations that has grown to around 55 different congregations now. Room in the Inn is based on a hospitality model, and so that is the primary focus of everything that we do. And so the volunteers in the congregations, really take that hospitality model to heart, where they welcome the guests as honored guests. They're happy to see them when they come. They engage in relational conversation, accepting them the way they are, understanding that everybody has an individual story. And then some of the ways that we see the relationships develop and people really experiencing acceptance and knowing that they have friends in places that many times they have felt they didn't fit in or were unwelcome. Sometimes churches really want to be welcoming to people who are having a hard time, but we don't realize that there are barriers to that. And Room in the Inn has helped so many congregations to break down those barriers. And also from the point of view of the guests, to once again feel welcome in the church that they might have felt conspicuous in or afraid to enter in the past. I know that people of faith want to make a difference, and many times we are afraid of stereotypes, we're afraid of things that we don't know about. And what Room in the Inn has been able to do over the course of these past 10 years is to break down some of that, the fear and anxiety, and to introduce people as individuals who are in need. And so I think Room in the Inn has really started kind of a very quiet revolution in places of faith to open their eyes to needs that they would not normally see. I think those are the stories that keep us doing this, that the answer to their problems is housing, but sometimes there's a period of time between losing housing and being in housing again that Room in the Inn tends to fill those gaps.
Our second award in the nonprofit category is for organizations with an operating budget between $1 and $5 million. This 3-year-old company has had remarkable success mobilizing resources to fight institutionalized poverty. Its approach and analytical tools are helping 23 nonprofits use data more effectively to get results. It's also raised and invested over $3 million in these programs. The award goes to Slingshot Memphis.
Slingshot Memphis is working to create a demonstrable reduction in poverty by way of promoting a results-driven poverty-fighting ecosystem. And for us to be successful at this mission, Slingshot performs 3 critical functions. First, Slingshot is uniquely equipped to identify which organizations have the evidence or the potential to create the most impact. Second, Slingshot helps those nonprofits who are fighting poverty maximize their poverty-fighting impact. And last but not least, Slingshot attracts and directs capital to high-impact interventions and solutions. We started in 2017, and we have very purposefully expanded based on our bandwidth. And so we started with 4 organizations in 17. We added 6 organizations in 18. Fast forward to right now, we're working with 23 nonprofit organizations, all in Memphis, all doing really important things in the fight against poverty, whether it's related to food security or education, shelter, and so on. And our goal is to work with an additional 30 to 50 organizations in the next 3 years. So one thing we care deeply about is opportunity cost. And so there is a tremendous amount of power in charitable giving that is not being allocated right now. And so what we do is we quantify really the impact of putting money to work well faster. Our first year, we have a unique funding model. So let me say that we have 2 funds. Our first fund is our measurement fund. It covers all of our costs. So all the work it takes, all the cost it takes to do this work is completely subsidized by a few measurement funders in our board of directors. Separately, we raise money in the community. We're trying to build the next generation of bold and smart donors in Memphis, which is really important in the fight against poverty. So the first year we wanted to raise $500,000 and we did it. And every penny went directly to our organizations at that time. The next year, our portfolio expanded and we wanted to raise $1 million and we did it. About 350 some odd people got together, we aggregated those funds and directly invested every penny by the end of the year. Last year, we were fortunate to raise $1.5 million and invested every penny. Poverty is super complex, but there is evidence-based solutions that are being done and have been done for a long time, and is really important. To love our neighbors as ourselves, we have to be excellent stewards, and we have to invest in those things with the evidence or the potential to create the most impact. And if we do that, if faith communities and businesses and individuals and families and foundations began to earmark their dollars in a more meaningful way and do it faster, it would help a lot of individuals and families. And so that's why we do what we do.
The final award in the nonprofit category is for organizations with an operating budget over $5 million. Our next honoree is a community center that has long focused on health and wellness, as well as the spiritual and cultural needs of its members. This year in particular, it rapidly innovated in the face of COVID-19 restrictions to serve its seniors in person and online, and to provide online summer camp for youth. The award goes to Memphis Jewish Community Center.
The Memphis Jewish Community Center is a local community center that has something for everyone. It has an amazing early childhood center, an expanded fitness center, an outdoor water park, an art house, a theater, a senior adult programming, summer camp, and so much more. Our mission is connecting, engaging, and strengthening Jewish Memphis, but we have something for everyone, and it is open to all. The Memphis Jewish Community Center has always been very proud of our youth programming. We were very excited to be able to run a safe summer camp this summer for Memphis youth. It was a safe summer camp. All our counselors were wearing masks. Our groups were limited in small numbers, but we were still able to provide that fun summer that we usually do for all of our youth and children. So our seniors, we work with MIFA to provide them a daily lunch program where they can come together, meet, mingle, and also have a warm meal at the JCC every day. When COVID happened, our seniors were not allowed in the building, so we worked with volunteers to be able to deliver those meals safely to seniors' homes. We were able to visit with them with phone calls. Then we were actually able to start having virtual lunches where their meals were delivered, but then they were able to get on a call and still have that time with each other, which meant the world to them during a time where they needed to stay home. So our cultural arts department has always been a big part of the JCC. We have our Jewish Film Festival every year, and then our Literary and Cultural Arts series, which features authors and speakers. This year we had to think out of the box, and we did it virtually. We actually teamed up with other JCCs around North America and were able to put together programming. We had Al Roker, Aaron Brockovich, bigger speakers that our members were able to log in on a Zoom, read their books, and hear the authors speak, and it was such a success. I think when people hear the Memphis Jewish Community Center, they might think it is only for the Jewish community, but it's not. It really is a place in the heart of East Memphis that is open to all and has something for everyone.
Our first award in the education category is the School Award. Our honoree is a Memphis Public High School with a unique history and vision and importance to its neighborhood. Through innovative academic alliances and a focus on promoting student well-being inside and outside the classroom, its leadership team is keeping its students on track, even during this challenging time for schools. The award goes to Frederick Douglass High School.
Well, Frederick Douglass High Optional School is located in North Memphis. Our students are the best students that I've ever encountered, and I've been in education for over 20 years. The students of Douglass High community, they understand the support that's put behind them, and they try their best to make their families and the community proud. We just make sure that we recognize every student. We want the students to know that they have a voice in this world and that this world is going to be great because of them. And that's the message that we try to send to our students. We also reward the students for perfect attendance, for making good decisions, for being respectful to each other and to adults. When they're walking in the halls, we reward them for just, no cell phones being out. Anything that they're doing positive, we try to recognize them for doing that. So the students wanted a pre-professional organization. So Leadership Memphis, one of our adopters, they sent people from all walks of professions into the building so that students could get an opportunity to find out what it is that they do in order for them to move into those fields. We had pre-med, lawyers, engineers. It was just a plethora of professionals that came in. Out of the principal advisory, my students talked about the things that they didn't have in their community. These community organizations helped to teach them what they needed to do in order to create the type of community that they wanted to be a part of. We try to just let our students know that we support them and that we love them, and that anything that they aspire to do in life that they can, because we're working extremely hard to try to give them the tools to go out into the world and create the type of society and community that they want to be a part of. So if you wanted to change your society, you can become the elected official. You can help open the grocery store that you so desire. You can change the living conditions that you're experiencing now. I want everyone to know that Frederick Douglass High Optional School is the best school in Shelby County Schools, that our students are number one, and that our parents and our community, the support that we receive is second to none. Our students receive the best education, they receive nurturing, they receive support, and our students are prepared and confident when they leave high school to go out into the world. Wherever they want to go in life, they can be successful.
Our next award is the Educator Award. We honor a special education teacher who exemplifies the idea of a servant leader. A role model and mentor to other teachers, her impact on students with disabilities has been far-reaching. In a particularly difficult school year, her efforts help students graduate, get into college, earn scholarships, and get jobs. This award goes to Roya Alizadigan.
Okay, so I have been teaching special education for 12 years now. I've been at Houston for, oh my gosh, I came in January of 2015. So I've been here for 6 years. This is my 6th year. And I am on the general ed side of special education. So my students are mainstreamed in the general education classes. I've co-taught Algebra 2 for 6 years here. I've co-taught English 11 a couple years, geometry, Algebra 1. But this year I mainly am with Algebra 2 and a post-secondary. So it's a transition to post-secondary class where our students with IEPs are working towards graduation, and I want to make sure that they have a program or a college or a career, whatever they decide after graduating high school, that they are prepared and they are ready to enter the real world. Academics are huge and academics are important, but teaching them how to be a good human and be a good individual is equally as important to me. And after you build those relationships, that's when you can truly help them academically and helping them find out what their strengths are and where their weaknesses are and how they can advocate for themselves and still learn the same material that everybody else does. They may learn a little bit differently and it may be a little bit harder for them and they may have to work a little bit more at it, but being there through them, working with them, coming alongside them, and helping them achieve all of their goals. And I think just watching them grow and mature and seeing how different they are just from 9th grade to senior year, how much they've grown and matured is really probably what lights me up most. And then, checking up, following through with them while they're in school or in college. I still talk to students that graduated 12 years ago. And I'd love to just touch base and say, hey, where are you at? I've gone to a couple weddings of kids. And so I think it's really huge to kind of be with them, from 14 to, some are now 25, 26, and just see where they are and how great they're doing. I think that's what I love most about teaching.
Now our final award in the education category. U.S. News & World Reports recently ranked the College of Education at the University of Memphis as the #1 online graduate education program in Tennessee. That is due in part to its passionate and charismatic leader, who has been able to secure increased funding and development support by making a compelling cause for this important work. The Education Leadership Award goes to Dr. Candy Hill Clark of the University of Memphis College of Education.
I have the great privilege to serve as Dean of the College of Education at the University of Memphis. I've been serving in that role since January of 2017. It was this position that brought me back to my hometown, as I'm a native Memphian. As the daughter of a retired Shelby County Schools teacher who served 41 years as a classroom teacher, and myself having served as a teacher with Germantown Schools, I know and can sincerely, authentically appreciate the impactful, hard, challenging, but yet absolutely rewarding and amazing work teachers, principals, guidance counselors, and others in our school systems do each and every day. Over the past 3.5 years in the College of Education, we've been on what we've coined as a doing better journey, borrowing from the work of Maya Angelou. When you learn better, do better. So we've really been working hard to create a culture and climate of equity, inclusion, and collaboration, and really increasing our efforts around community engagement. In the College of Ed, we house the Department of Counseling, Ed, Psych, and Research, the Department of Leadership, and also the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership. And in each of our departments, we have amazing and impactful work happening. And our newest initiative that best describes our work around community engagement is the River City partnership. This is a collaborative initiative in partnership with Shelby County Schools and our charter school partners. This particular initiative is focused on better preparing equity-minded, culturally competent, socially just teachers who are classroom and student ready to work in our schools across the city of Memphis. If there's any profession that has a direct impact on our community, it is the profession of teaching. And that's why we're working so hard in the College of Education at the University of Memphis with our district partners to ensure that we are better preparing classroom teachers to go out into classrooms and make that positive impact and that difference, and to see the impactful, engaging work that is happening in this city, and to see that we're working together, and to see the beautiful progress happening in Memphis warms my heart and puts a smile on my face each and every day.
Our Individual Youth Award honoree is a freshman at Christian Brothers High School. He's collected pop tabs for Ronald McDonald House, helped distribute Thanksgiving groceries to the underserved, but most of all, he is an animal lover. Starting at age 13, he has worked at the Memphis Humane Society and has logged almost 140 volunteer hours. This award goes to Miles Butler.
I'm Miles Butler. I'm a freshman at CBHS. I'm 15 years old, and some of my hobbies are I like to skateboard, and I like to volunteer places and help the community. I overall got around 162 hours, I'm pretty sure. 138 of those hours came from the Humane Society. A few years ago in about 7th grade, we had to have a few service hours, and I love animals, and so I looked for some good volunteering hours, like that I'm eligible to get hours from, and I saw that the Humane Society was one. So I told my mom, I was like, oh, I might want to try this, and so I started to go there. Like I went to the volunteer orientation. And for a while, before we had to stop because of Corona, I went there about every weekend for about 3 hours every Saturday. And I can really connect with some of the animals there. And I help them mainly with the cats and dogs, just to clean the cages and do laundry for them and just help them with everything. I feel like I can connect with a lot of the animals there, and I can kind of socialize with them, and it's really fun. Well, I usually walk the dogs with my mom, who's also a volunteer. It's a lot of work to keep up a whole animal shelter, and this is coming from a volunteer. They provide good vet care there and help them get back on their feet, and it makes me feel like I'm glad that I'm as fortunate as I am, and I built so many friendships just off volunteering at the Humane Society. After the day is over, it makes you just feel awesome.
The second award in the individuals category is the Collegiate Award. Our honoree is a Rhodes College pre-med student studying neuroscience with a minor in health equity. She's been a hospice volunteer for Methodist Hospice, and this year stepped up to advocate and help other international students during the COVID-19 campus shutdown. This award goes to Nuanchu Ho.
I'm a senior neuroscience major at Rhodes on the pre-medicine track. I think for me, being able to be there for other people is very special. I see medicine as a combination of social justice and science, and that's where my passion lies. So I try to be active in volunteering around this community. I really appreciate the opportunity to work with hospice. I consider it a privilege to be able to accompany patients through their last journey in this life and to form the relationship not only with the patient but also with their families. I consider that to be a privilege, and I really appreciate that. And I also really enjoy volunteering with the crisis center, being able to talk to people, kind of filling the gaps in between services for people makes me feel really good. My grandma passed away when I was 7 from cancer, and she was such an inspiration for me. She took care of me when I was little. She went through so much in her life, but always with grace and resilience. So I promised her to be someone useful for the society before she passed away. And that's kind of my motivation through everything. But also just, you get a lot when you volunteer, like for yourself also. It's been hard. I haven't been home in 3 years. I only saw my mom once a year. I haven't seen my dad since the start of college. But I have friends here. Some of my friends took me in. I went to Thanksgiving with them. You know, I know their dogs. I know their grandparents. So I have a family here in Memphis as well. Actually just got into med school, so that's exciting. I eventually hope to combine emergency medicine and psychiatry. That's kind of the dream. I haven't really figured out how to do it yet, but I've always wanted to be a doctor that not only be there for, people's illness, but also be there for their holistic care. I'm really interested in serving with Doctors Without Borders. And I'm also, the eventual goal will be to have a clinic of my own, but provide absolutely free service and provide social, physical, legal, mental services for free.
Our individual adult honoree this year is a committed public servant whose office is involved with issues of sustainability and redevelopment, breathing new life and vitality into our city. He is also a volunteer for the Healing Center, the Memphis Real Estate Diversity Initiative, and a member of 100 Black Men of Memphis. His work is literally changing the landscape of our community. This award goes to Paul A. Young.
My name is Paul Young. I'm the Director of Housing and Community Development for the City of Memphis. And in my role, we work with nonprofit agencies that are working to transform their neighborhoods and communities. We also coordinate major developments on behalf of the city. I view my role as a facilitator. Our goal is to take the opinions and input from citizens that want to see things happen in their community. And then my job is to figure out how to make it happen. How do you pull together all of the different complicated resources and funds? When you're working with federal funds, there are a ton of layers of bureaucracy, and even with our local funds. And so I view myself and our division as an extension of facilitating those community needs. It takes a lot of people to make these things happen. I know it oftentimes feels like things don't happen quick enough. But these are very complicated processes, and development is difficult. But you have people that are really, really passionate about the change that we want to see in our communities and neighborhoods, and they're really dedicated to this work. I'm dedicated to it, and I'm really, really proud of our team because they're dedicated as well, and they work hand in hand with the community and the other stakeholders that make these things happen. One sermon that my mom said that always stuck with me is that God's gifts will never be for you. They will always be for someone else. And so whatever he imparts to any one of us, it's our duty and responsibility to figure out how we can share that with the broader public and our neighbors. And so I'm really committed to that work, and I want to continue to do that work and help others make great lives for themselves. You know, there's only so much that you can gain from your professional life and, you know, in the roles that we serve. And in order to really see what the needs are in our community, you have to see it from many different views. And I think from volunteering, you get to be a little bit more hands-on with some of the challenges. And from my work working in government, you get to see it less from the bureaucratic point of view and more so from the people point of view. And that's always the most important thing is how can we really touch the lives of people, because that's what's going to sustain our community for many years to come.
The Legacy Award honors an individual for a lifetime of service, and in particular, the kind of service that leaves a lasting impact. Tonight's honoree has certainly created a lasting impact. He served as Executive Director of Peer Power Foundation since its beginnings 16 years ago. What started as one project in one public high school now serves over 15,000 students in Shelby County. The Memphis model transforms high-performing college students into tutors and mentors for high school students and changes the lives of both. Bill Seinert's particular brand of leadership stems from his unwavering commitment to empower others to do their best. This year's Legacy Award is presented to Bill Seinert.
Mr. Seinert always talked about using peer power as a springboard, and he was true in that saying.
Mr. Seinert believed in me enough to allow me to make decisions for the greater good of the organizations.
A lot of the success that I have wouldn't have happened if he didn't believe in me.
Because of him and me knowing him and being acquainted with him, you know, I was exposed to a lot of things that I'm very appreciative of this day.
We started Peer Power in 2004, began in the schools January 2005. It was an idea of Charlie McVane. Charlie McVane is a lifelong Memphian and a commodities trader, so he believes in investing, and he believed that we needed to invest in the youth of our public schools. That was 16 years ago. In those 16 years, we have tutored about 18,000 students. We have created almost 2,000 jobs. When we started Peer Power, we started in schools that were socially, economically challenged. And in many of those neighborhoods, there are not jobs. So if you're a 16, 17, 18-year-old student, the jobs you have would take you out of the neighborhood, and generally they would be in fast food and employ you from 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 10 or 11 at night. So if you're a good student, you're taking out of your neighborhood and you're doing things that don't add to your education. When you work for Peer Power, you're working in the school, you're helping students who need help. You are a school leader. It helps you become a better student while you help other students. The model worked. We have been in, and as I say, in the lives of 17 or 18,000 students. What I've done is just try to create ways for young people to find their water level of success. And I'm from a family of 9, so I found out a long time ago that you don't create other people's success. You just give them the opportunity, and they have to learn to swim by themselves. But you don't let them drown in the process. I've seen a lot of people. Lou Britt was homegrown in Memphis. Charlie McVane was homegrown in Memphis. Memphis has a lot of homegrown people. Some we hear about, some we don't. So I'm not homegrown in Memphis, but I certainly have become adopted in Memphis in my own mind.
There's so many different things that Bill particularly did for me at different stages of high school, during my college years, bringing me back in 2014 as a program director with Peer Power.
Mr. Seinert always has the ability to, even in conversation, speak everybody's language to them.
And I would like to say, Mr. Seinert, I know that because of the impact you had and the impact the Greater Eastside Foundation had, that is one of the reasons why my life has taken the journey that it has taken.
Thank you, Mrs. Sainer, for investing in us, for believing that we had every ounce of opportunity, every ounce of ability to be successful, and never slighting us, always pushing us to do more. We appreciate you. We love you. And it's always a privilege and a pleasure to see you these days, but then also for you to see us in the spaces that we are.
You know, we talk about legacies of leadership, and I believe that when a person's given an opportunity to do something meaningful, and if they enjoy doing it, then they will be successful. But the success really comes not from the individual, but from the opportunity he extends to others. And that's why I'm optimistic on Memphis, Tennessee.
Congratulations to Bill, our Legacy Award recipient, and all of the Spark Award recipients we've honored this year. 2020 has been a year of challenges that none of us will forget, including the challenge of putting on an award show virtually. We miss being able to gather everyone together to formally present the awards and to share these stories in a room filled with applause. But we've also had a chance to watch how people adapt and respond to challenges, how they find ways to continue their efforts to power the good, learning how to leverage technology, create new workflows, and continue creating solutions to the problems that arise. Throughout the show, we heard stories about how businesses, large and small, continue to give back and support our community, how they use their expertise and resources to make a difference. We've seen how nonprofits found new ways to deliver their services and their support to those in the community who rely on them most. Schools, teachers, and education leaders who continue to serve on the front line are supporting students and families and doing all they can to help them achieve success and build a solid foundation for their future. And our individual award honorees remind us that the strength of a community lives through the actions of the very people who step up and physically serve, who take action to help others and work to make our city even greater tomorrow than it is today. All of our award honorees truly are inspirations, showing us how to give back, fuel change, and create new opportunities here in the Mid-South. At a time when we need some good news and inspiration, I'm happy we were able to spotlight these community champions and to share hope for a bright tomorrow in this 7th annual Spark Awards broadcast.
Thank you for joining us for the 7th Annual Spark Awards. On behalf of the Spark team, City Current at WKNO, Jeremy Park, Rob Grayson, and myself, we want to send our profound thanks to our honorees. Thanks for your contributions. Thanks for your inspiration. And most of all, thanks for being a spark.
The Spark Awards 2020 is made possible in part by the following.
Lipscomb & Pitts Insurance has been serving the Memphis community for over 60 years. We're excited to help honor those who share our goal of supporting our community and igniting positive change in the Mid-South. Lipscomb & Pitts is proud to be a sponsor of the Spark Awards.
On behalf of the entire Champion Promotion team, we are honored to be a presenting sponsor of the Spark Awards for the 7th consecutive year. Champion is proud to have helped design these custom awards given to all the honorees, and we will continue to support this wonderful tradition.
For over 50 years, Champion has been helping companies and organizations in Memphis and the Mid-South grow and expand their brands with branded products. We can provide everything from printed and embroidered apparel to promotional items and custom awards, such as the Spark Awards. Our commitment to our customers extends from being on brand on everything to being a catalyst in our community.
We want to congratulate all this year's honorees and thank them for making a huge impact in our great city. We hope to be able to see everyone again soon, and for now, stay safe and have a great holiday season.
Additional funding for the Spark Awards is provided by Mueller Industries, YMCA of Memphis and the Mid-South, Meriton, United Way of the Mid-South, MyTown Movers, MyTown Roofing, MyTown Miracles, Stuart Lloyd Cohen, Chief Motivation Officer, and by Serves.